A city of just 20,000 people is making a lot of political noise. This small suburb city of Whitehall, Ohio, voters are deciding whether to recall their mayor Michael T. Bivens and city council members Amy Harkar and Lori Elmore. Is this democracy at work or a dangerous precedent? The city of Whitehall, Ohio is about to make history. A rare recall election could remove the mayor and city council members from office. Is this accountability or political revenge? What if your mayor could be fired by voters tomorrow? That's exactly what's happening in Whitehall, Ohio. The question is, who wins and who loses? What do you think? The city of Whitehall is a small suburb target that can have a big political bang if this special election goes bad for the mayor and city council members. According to local reporting, the recall effort was organized primarily by two organizers, Holly Stein and Patricia Bolser, who gathered just 500 signatures to trigger the special recall election. The organizers have argued that the city needs more transparency, responsible spending, and different leadership. They have also criticized the administration over disputes involving the police union and other city government decisions. Are these just words used to twist the public with no real proof and facts? Or is this just political payback from a fair attempt to win a council member seat and to get zoning laws passed? Mayor Bivens has responded by calling the recall effort unwarranted and politically motivated, along with proof of a timeline of achievements from being Whitehall's first African-American mayor to completing major economic developments, expanding housing opportunity, bringing more investments from small business, and creating the offices of the neighborhood to improve the outreach and engagement of the community, while supporters of the recall say voters should decide whether current leadership should remain in office. One interesting wrinkle is that early in the process, reports indicated recall supporters Holly Stein and Patricia Bolser were active in a Facebook group called Whitehall 411i on Government, where discussions about the recall were taking place. So if you're asking who started the recall campaign, the names most consistently identified by local news sources are Holly Stein and Patricia Bolser. The question to Stein and Patricia Bolser. The question to ask, do they have a political axe to grind or a personal motive behind the division of the community? Could the answer be yes? According to sources, Holly Stein ran for a Whitehall City Council seat. Her candidacy later became the subject of a residency challenge, and the Ohio Supreme Court ruled she did not meet the city's residency requirements for the ballot. She was not resident of Whitehall before running for the seat. Holstein also raised concern with zoning on job resources that wanted to come to the community. Holly Stein has never held political office. Not much is known about her crony. Patricia Bolser, however, it is noted she publicly opposed the Fairway Cliffs development project at a January 2025 Whitehall City Council meeting. She questioned the zoning classification of the property and asked what allowed a homeowner to tear down a house and build a 3-story development. Supporters argue that Whitehall is growing, attracting investment, adding housing options, and becoming more economically competitive under Bivens' leadership. They point to redevelopment along East Main Street and increased business activity as evidence of progress. Supporters argue that Whitehall is investment, expanding housing opportunities, and becoming more diverse and economically vibrant under Bivens' leadership. What makes this election particularly significant is that approximately 500 signatures were enough to trigger a recall election in a city of roughly 20,000 residents. That means a relatively small number of people were able to force a citywide vote that could reshape Whitehall's government. Supporters call that democracy in action. Critics call it a system vulnerable to political retaliation. Regardless of where you stand, the outcome could have consequences far beyond Whitehall. If the recall succeeds, it could encourage similar efforts in other communities. If it fails, it may strengthen the position of elected officials facing organized opposition. The real question is this: should elected leaders be subject to recall so soon after voters put them into office? Or does this create a political environment where elections never truly end? Whitehall voters will decide. Do you think the public vote was hijacked into a recall?